Hey guys, Scott with Football Scoop. I want to give you an update on how things played out at Youngstown State now that Bo Pelini has officially been named the next head coach. As you recall, last Tuesday night, about 9 o'clock, based on some really good sourcing on both sides, the Youngstown State side and the other side, we put out that Bo Pelini had been verbally offered, once formal, plan to accept. We put on the website, had not been formally offered, that was pending. We even had a second tweet saying this was pending, formal offer had not been done yet. We had not spoken with Bo Pelini prior to putting that out, but had very good sourcing on the report. Subsequent to that report, a senior official from Youngstown State reached out to me that night, and he said, "Scott, we don't have any issues with your report. We have two favors to ask of you. Would you publicly reiterate that we have not formally offered it? And second, can you, now that it's out there, can you kind of refrain from any further public comment? Let us get this done. We got to go get, all this has to be formally approved and everything." And I said, absolutely. But, we do this to help coaches. We don't do this, for the breaking news. I said, is there anything in my report that's wrong? Because if you feel like anything's wrong, I'll back off. I'll stay. We got something wrong. He says, no, nothing's wrong with your report. Everything you wrote is right. I'm just asking you to publicly reiterate that no formal offer has been made yet. So we did. About 11 o'clock that night, I tweeted again, spoke with a source at Youngstown State. They asked us to reiterate no formal offer has been made at this time. And since then, we've gone quiet on it at their request. Later that same night, after our report, Sports Illustrated spoke with Bo Pelini. In response to the question, have you been offered the job at Youngstown State? Bo said it's a complete fabrication of the truth. I don't feel like Bo didn't tell the truth there. The question is, have you been offered the job? And in coaching transaction parlance, you're only offered it when it's formal and when you can sign it. He hadn't not received a formal offer. So he said, it's a complete fabrication of the truth. I don't know if Bo had read our report at that time or not, but in response to that question from Sports Illustrated, that's what he said. What really has transpired since then, so Athletic Director Ron Schrolo was the one who had really run the search. He was very excited to have Bo Pelini agree that, once it becomes formal, he would accept the job. He had spoken with some of his core donor base. They were going to further step up their commitment to the university. This is a home run hire. He was very excited. He went and presented his recommendation to the board. In my opinion, the board very prudently suggested Youngstown State properly paper all these additional commitments and the contract and everything. Wanted to make sure they completely understood what they're getting here. That took a little bit longer than expected. That's life. Since our report, I have spoken with Bo Pelini a couple of times. I told Bo I was very excited for him. I felt this was a great opportunity for he and his family. He can get out of the national limelight a little bit, but he can get back to coaching, developing kids, helping kids develop, and mentoring young men. I thought this was a great move for his career. I'm very excited for Youngstown State. Bo was very frustrated. This report was out there before it was official. It happened that way. I hadn't spoken to him before we put it out there. We did what Youngstown State asked. Youngstown State asked us to stop, further reporting, and we did. Anyway, glad it got done. I think it's a great hire for Youngstown State. We've been doing this for 15 years at Football Scoop. I've been doing it for the last 7. We do this to help coaches, and I'm excited for Bo. It's a great step for his career. Anyway, stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on Scoop as more transpires. We had a couple of news about his, we don't think either of his coordinators are going to go with him. We reported that last Tuesday night. But it'll be interesting to see how he builds his staff, and look forward to good things in the future for Youngstown State.